How we all doing? Welcome back to my channel, Live From The End with Jay. So, I'm going to be sharing what I feel you guys could do, genuinely speaking, to speed up the process of manifestation. I've made videos about this in the past, but I thought maybe I'd get a little bit more in-depth. But here's the thing, as a caveat, I am not promising or guaranteeing that if you take this advice, it's just automatically going to work for you. What I am guaranteeing is if you're willing to wholeheartedly be consistent, committed, persistent, assume it's going to work for you, then it will work for you. But I'm not that type of person that's going to, just do this and you're guaranteed to get results, because that is a false promise and I ain't on that level, all right? So let's hop right into it. The very first thing that I feel you could do to speed up the process is by genuinely improving your self-concept, okay? What do I mean by that? I mean sitting down with yourself, getting clear about who you want to be, getting clear about what your in-depth fears are, your core foundational limiting beliefs are, and then working through them, okay? And remaining consistent and persistent no matter how tough the reality may be, okay? Truly working on yourself as a whole, doing things for yourself, improving every aspect of your life, improving every aspect of what's going on within your mind, clearing out your resistance, clearing out your fears. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by working on yourself, okay? I'm not just sitting there saying, affirm I am chosen, affirm I'm this, affirm I am that. You can do that, but in my opinion, it's not really effective. If you get clear about who you want to be deep down, if you get clear about what your limiting beliefs are deep down, you know what I'm saying? Then you start working towards that, working towards being that, right? The version of yourself that you'd like to be without those limits, right? Yeah, that will absolutely speed up the process, because when you guys have a crappy self-concept, you keep noticing all the little ands, the ifs, the whens, the hows, the buts, all that stuff. When you have a crappy self-concept, you're more prone to react to the circumstances because all you know is the negative. All that's in your mind is the negative. So when you start working toward clearing out all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're never going to have a crappy day, but you're going to be able to handle yourself. Every single coach you guys follow that has an amazing self-concept, myself, Dylan James, not to name drop because he's wonderful, Kim Velez, all these people, they have their bad days too, man. But they know how to handle themselves because they have a grand old self-concept. And the reason why it may seem like it's going to happen faster is because when you have a good self-concept, you're not going to be focusing on the how or the when. Most likely, you're not going to be focused on that stuff. You're going to naturally fall into this place of trust involving your desires. You're going to trust that it's happened. You're going to trust that it's done. You're going to trust that you're going to manifest it. You get what I'm saying? So by default, it's going to seem like that it's happening faster because you're not focused on the time. Things drag out a lot when you're constantly focusing on the circumstances, the time, and the how. Predominantly speaking, from my experience and the people that I've worked with. So that's the first thing on how to speed up the process in a genuine way. The second thing is to create this assumption, create this belief that you can manifest anything you desire quickly, easily, effortlessly, and in the most loving way. Whatever way you want to word it, whatever your process is for going about it, I don't really care. But I reckon that if you do that, it will promote this idea. It will basically let God know that you're okay, you're comfortable with having things happen fast. And God will take notice of that. The God that exists within you will take notice of that and be like, okay, you're okay with things happening fast? Let's get it. Let's have them happen fast. They're ready, so to speak. All right? So that's something that you could do, is create the assumption, the belief that things happen for you fast, that things happen for you quickly, easily, effortlessly, and in the most loving way. That's the most important part. You really want to create this idea that things happen easily, effortlessly, and in the most loving way, because then your reality will have it happen in an easy, effortless, and loving way. Okay, so that's something that you could do to speed up the process. Another thing you could do, and the third and final point that you can do, that you could take notice of rather, when it comes to speeding up the process, is to wholeheartedly live from the end, from the heart of your heart, mind of your mind, soul of your soul, in a lifelong way, with that end result whatever it may be. So if it's a person, it would be something along the lines of that lifelong, passionate, committed, beautiful relationship where you guys grow old together. Or a passionate, fun-loving, growing old together type of marriage. When you guys over-focus on the middle, things like text messages, communication, things seem to drag on because, number one, for most people, if you have a crappy self-concept, which unfortunately most people do, but I'm intending the best for you, you're going to be more prone to notice the lack of this thing, most likely, when you over-focus on the middle. I've seen this happen to myself and many other people that, oh, let's just affirm for a text. So I over-focus on that, and then I start seeking and searching, oh, when is the text going to show up? I'm having all these people text me, when is my SP going to show up? You start noticing the lack of this thing. Maybe you start checking the social media. You know what I'm saying? These are all things that tend to happen to people when they're over-focusing on the middle, especially when they have a shitty self-concept. It's much more simpler to just dwell from the end of what you actually want. Because when you dwell from the end of what you actually want, everything else that you'd be focusing on involving the middle will be taken care of. You guys know how I operate. You know how I feel about the middle. And if you find it difficult to dwell from the end of what you actually want, all you gotta do is just get a little bit more clear about what that end result is. Trust me, you know what it is. You'll know what it is when you get it. You're gonna instantly be shifted into this place of confidence, of, wow, this is what I actually want. This is what I'm gonna manifest. You're going to be instantly shifted into that place of naturalness and love too, because it's coming from your God self. That desire is coming from your God self. It's not coming from your ego. Your ego is the part of you that bestows upon you this desire of getting consistent communication 24/7, a text message, getting them to show up in the way that you want, getting them to miss you. That is all your ego. Your God self is the part of you, and I'm saying this from experience. Your God self is the part of you that is focused on the lifelong end result, how you'd be feeling, the type of experience overall. And when you tackle that desire, it's automatically going to show up in a faster way. Automatically. 100%. I say this from experience. All right? Trust me. All right? Much love and peace. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Remember, you can manifest absolutely anything. Take notice of this. Share this with a friend. Like, share, subscribe, click that bell. You know the whole gist. And take advantage of my deal. 10 days email coaching and a free 30-minute session upon purchase. $80 USD. Normally for both, it's about $180 to $190. So let's work. Get at me. I will help you manifest what you want. Much love.